You are now tuned into Mind on Matters.
Listen, you don't need 20 friends. You just need 3 motherfuckers and you can take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished because we got each other. And listen, man.
Looking live, episode 7, Mind on Matters. In the words of my homie Felix, Easy Killer. Welcome back. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube right now, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. Hey, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today that is going to be very crucial to your development, man or woman.
Absolutely.
So if you got any comments or stuff that we might have missed on the show, drop a comment. We'll discuss it in a live after the show. And so we got to do a mental health check first. We've been skipping out on our wellness check show because I haven't heard a number in a minute.
We
definitely have.
Yeah.
We definitely have.
So go around the room. Dre the Peace God.
My mental health this week is at a 10.
You on 10?
I'm on 10.
Round of applause for a 10.
I've been on 10, man. You know, I got the core of my family here. You know, I got my dad, I got my son. You know, my heart is full, man. So I can't complain about nothing.
I think we got a special birthday shout out too.
Oh yeah. So today is July 9th when we're recording this, even though y'all gonna view it on next Thursday. So I just need to shout out my son. He's turning 13. He's in the teens now.
We got a teenager,
He's
yo.
in the teens. July 9th. So give him a happy birthday in the comments. We appreciate you. We love you guys. Yeah, that's it. Go ahead. What's your mental health, No?
I've had a solid 8.
Yeah, we good,
I've
yo.
had a solid 8. I'm pretty good, you know. During the week, it was, battle, like I said, with sleep and everything else. But other than that, life's good.
So we got a 10. We got an 8. I'm a 7.5.
All right.
I'm a 7.5.
No,
Okay.
it's still good.
You can take that.
8 is like, yo, I'm good.
I'm good, yeah.
I ain't no 10, but 8 is like, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's like, you have your little days where you kind of like, I ain't really feeling it today.
Mhm.
I've been dealing with a little bit of anxiety lately. You know what I get triggered by, yo? Social media. And that's never happened to me before, bro. I be going on like Instagram sometimes, and I be like, I'm seeing the same stuff over and over again. It's kind of like making me like question certain stuff. But overall, I'm good. I'm feeling more confident than I ever felt in my life. I'm being more active. I'm eating well. So I'm feeling good. And yeah, special shout out. So we got a teenager in the building today. So we're going to try to keep the profanity and the vulgarness down a little bit. But once my whiskey kick in, I makes no promises.
I'm about to say there's no guarantee.
You know what I mean?
No,
I makes no promises.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the concern, but let's be authentic to ourselves because he's going to hear it in his world anyway.
Speaking of which, we got a teenager here. What are we talking about today, listeners? What I wish I would have known in my teens, in my 20s.
Yep.
Any man that's in his 30s or older probably looks back on that time in his life as probably one of the most crucial and pivotal points about where your life trajectory is going to go from that point on. A lot of us make a lot of bad choices. Some of us make some good choices. We have some bad relationships. We have some good relationships. Things come and go, but we all can agree. When you're a teenager and you in your 20s, everything seems very, very big and consequential. When you get out of that, you're able to look back and realize it really wasn't that serious.
It
wasn't.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about. What I wish I would have known in my teens, in my 20s. We're going to talk about finances. We're going to talk about relationships. And we're going to talk about some overall philosophies we wish people that is in that age bracket kind of take with them today to kind of give themselves a better scope and philosophy on life. All right?
Exactly.
So we're going to start off like this. We're going to talk about relationships.
Oh, man, again?
Doom.
Anybody that tuned into the show probably feeling like, I thought they was getting off that. No. 2022, yo, I feel like relationships you have with people is kind of like super important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it kind of shape who you are. We in a very connected society, social media and things of that nature.
Yeah.
When you look back on your 20s and the relationships that you kept with friends, family, girlfriends, what's your overall arcing thoughts on the people from that time?
So my first thoughts is like, where are they now?
Where the hell are they?
Where are they now? So, we make all these acquaintances, relationships with, especially with people outside of our family, and think that they're going to last forever. We go out, we hang out, you drink, we, do all types of nonsense, right? But you be like, oh, this is my ace. This is my, this is my boy. I'm going to be with him for life. Blood brothers and all this stuff. This is my bro. But in hindsight, it's like
I forgot my man's name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, who's that dude that used to work here?
Old boy from somewhere else. And
yeah, shit. Right. So it changes. It changes your perception of how you see friends as you get older. So, not saying that those acquaintances or that experience wasn't valuable to your upbringing, but it's just part of growing up because you got to kind of weed out the real and the fake.
Yeah. Friendships wise, other than y'all, we've been together since Jesus Christ.
Since yeehaw.
Yeah. Other than that, it's like, you look back and it's just like, damn, like, time goes so fast. Like, the people that was with you that day, you look around now, it's like, I haven't seen you in that long. Like, it's weird talking to people that you used to be that close to when you haven't had that connection with. You almost feel like a stranger. Like, you really don't know how to approach them at that point because it's like so much has changed. Like, I'm not even the same person you knew.
Well, yeah.
So
we don't speak the same language or nothing like that.
Exactly.
Anybody that's listening to this, I would say if you anywhere between the ages of like 16, 17 to maybe like 24, 25 years old, whoever you have in your friend circle, cut out like 90% of them because they ain't going to be around for the next 10 years.
That's a whole fact.
That is a fact. That person that you call your ace boon coon, like your right-hand man, or that's your main chick on the side, like your ride or die.
Oh, God.
They ain't going to be around. Nope. Trust me. I got people I was cool with back then that I felt like, we tight. Like, that's my dog. I can't remember their name. All I got is like a visual, like, yeah, he was cool or she was cool. But other than that, it's like,
I have no idea.
John. No, you mean James. Oh, yeah, James.
Yeah,
that's right.
James.
My bad. So you make friends in high school and stuff like that, or if you go to college or university, playing sports.
Yep.
If you're in a basketball scene, hey, you travel around the country, you might meet a lot of people. It's like people come into your life for seasons sometimes, and then once they're there, they make an impact on your life, and then they move on, and you move on, and they kind of transition you to your next relationships in your 20s. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I say all that to say this, and maybe y'all will agree too. Enjoy the company you have, enjoy relationships that you build with people, but don't put so much stock into y'all tied like at the soul, like we're hip to hip, and you think this person will never let me down or they will never betray me or something like that. It's the people that's close to you that'll wind up hurting you the most. So you have to keep people like close, but also at a certain proximity. Like, all right, I understand that what we get out of this relationship, this ain't a forever friendship. You get what I mean? So don't take stuff too seriously when stuff happens that's outside of what you think should happen.
I mean, but truthfully, it's kind of hard to do, right? So you when you are meeting a person and y'all are vibing on good levels, whether it's, regular friendship, like my prime example is when I first met Nove. I didn't like this dude.
I hated this motherfucker.
Yeah, fuck we got.
I hated this dude, bro.
I was like, who is this dude? You know what I mean? He got his little cut off tees and all this stuff. Like, who's this dude? Smoking cigarettes.
No bed, no teenagers. No curfew.
Yeah, exactly. He ain't like, I was envious. It's like he had no curfew.
This dude came in my house and crushed some rich crackers on my floor and just left.
The first time he came to my house, right? Wow. First time he came to my house, he sat down on the couches. We had plastic on it. He just plops down and throws his leg up. So my mom walks in. She says hello. She walks to the kitchen. She tells me after he leave and all this stuff, don't have nobody ever come sit on my couch like that. I'm like this dude, man, you should know better.
I was a horrible human being. Well, a horrible teenager. No. I can say that I was a horrible teenager. I'm sorry.
You was.
I apologize.
But what I'm saying is like, it's kind of hard to tell because you can have that vibe with someone, right? And you think like, oh, this is going to last forever and all that stuff. Even like when we meet, our women, and all this stuff. It's just gonna last forever. Teenage love is like one of the strongest loves. It's only when you really see or you watch that person develop, that's when things start to separate. You know what I'm saying? Like another example for me is like when I was working at the airport. All these people that I met, I don't even keep in contact. Only like a few of them, and that's all well and fine too, right? Because you outgrow people outgrow me. But when I left, nobody contacted me.
Yeah.
So at first, I was like, I was feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, all these things I probably would have bled for these cats and all this stuff, and ain't nobody contacted me. But it happens. I had to, have the awareness in myself, like, yo, it's part of life, it's part of growing up. You know what I'm saying? People grow apart in this case, except for us, though, because we can't do that.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Can't stop.
But you know what it is? I think when you're young, you build friendship off similar interests.
Yeah.
It ain't necessarily about similar values. So that person that you'll be like your ride or die, like I'll go to war for that dude. If it's like some street shit, we could get busy. I'll rock out for that person. But as soon as like, I'm down bad, or I just lost a homie, or I lost my job, I lost my car, I got sick or something like that. So like, well, we had similar interests, but our value system is not the same. So the reason why we have the brotherhood that we have for so many years is sort of like, when Dre hurt, I hurt. When Nove hurt, I hurt.
Yep.
And it bothers me. Pick up the phone, call, see how you doing. I'm going to stop by, check on you, whatever like that. But when you got your relationship simply built on your interest, it's sort of like, well, as soon as you stop liking such and such, or we can't do business together, what I need to keep you around for?
Exactly.
So
also, I think what it is when you're in your teens and your 20s, I don't think you're really grasping certain realities that happen during friendships. Like, something can happen to you, and if it doesn't affect me, depending on what space I'm in,
hey,
you grow apart like that. Like, you know how many friendships you've lost, or you can look back at all the friendships you've ever had, any relationship you've ever had. Think back on a time when you or them were going through something. Now, if that person is still your homie, still your friend, most likely 9 times out of 10, they were there.
Yeah.
But the people that weren't, that changed everything after that. Because it's like, yo, if you're not there at my lowest, why are you here? That's deep.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So,
sorry to cut you off, but when you get the response, oh man, that's messed up.
Oh my God, I hate that shit.
Like you kind of know.
Oh man,
but it's also difficult for somebody to try to relate to if they don't have that experience too. So
that's a fact, true.
But you know when you know, like if it's like your homie or your brother, we've been calling each other brothers very early on in our friendship.
Yep,
it was deeper than just what can you do for me, how we get along. It was more like, we tied at the heart, like our spirits up.
Oh yeah, we're aligned. We're definitely aligned.
So relationships, friendships is one thing, but there's also romantic relationships. Or at least you think it's romantic.
How many times do you look back and be like, you think of somebody in that realm, your teens or your 20s, like, yo, I can't live without her. She's my soulmate.
Oh my God.
Like,
hey, man, I'm guilty of that.
It's been an hour. I ain't talked to her. What's going on?
I'm guilty of that.
Being on the phone, not saying nothing all times, and then, man, you don't hang up that phone.
Falling asleep on the phone.
You remember this shit? You hang up. No, you hang up.
No, you hang up.
No, you hang up.
All right, let me see you tomorrow.
Both y'all hang the fuck up. Like, bro.
Yo, calling somebody just to hear their voice. You talk about simping. I don't remember that word back then, but simping, bro, was simping, bro.
My God.
Yeah.
Simping on caller ID.
I'm guilty of all that.
You be simping on caller ID, going through the call log. Like, she called? Oh, yeah, she did. Let me call her back. So around this age, teens, 20s, there's a likelihood, especially with teens and people that's in their 20s today, you're probably going to go through your first heartbreak.
Yep.
In your, late teens or early 20s. It's probably going to happen unless you found the right one off the rip. God bless you. It ain't happened for me. But that shit hurt, bro. It really does hurt when you go through your first breakup or your first heartbreak. That person that you fell in love with and you like, we going to be together forever. We going to vibe like this forever. And then we don't. And it's like, I remember having my first heartbreak when I was 24. Yeah, I was 24 years old. Bro, she might as well have been Jesus Christ reincarnate. Couldn't do no wrong. The vibes was perfect. You talk about wanting to chill with somebody every single day or talk to them all the time. It's like, yo, I see myself in you. Like, you a part of me. You my rib, as Tyree said in Baby Boy.
my God.
And it was like everything in that relationship.
Baby back rib.
And my dumb ass got broken up via AOL Instant Messenger.
You had to wait a while to get that message because ain't nothing instant about instant.
And it was
messenger.
a long ass
Yo.
text, yo. I still remember the fucking notification on them damn things. It was a long ass text, so I had to like wait for the next one to come. I'm like, God damn it, it's still going.
because it broke it up.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I gotta work tomorrow. I gotta read through all this. I gotta see you at work tomorrow. It's like, how could you do it like this? Like, it was so tacky, bro. For like the next 2 months, I felt like my whole world was rocked, bro. I couldn't talk to people. I couldn't look people in the eyes. My confidence was shot.
Yep.
I lost like my road dog. I lost my partner. I thought everything was up in flames. And I really didn't know how to operate as a single person at that time.
I got a story too.
But look at me.
Yeah,
Here I am.
Look at you.
I
Still
survived.
standing.
True king right here.
It's still
Fuck
standing.
her. I ain't bitter no more.
Not at all.
Can't stand your ass. to this
Oh,
day.
my
But I wish you
God.
the best though.
Yeah.
But like, yo, when you young, you feel like every single heartbreak, every relationship is such a big deal. Please tell people why it's not.
Well, I got a story first.
Shit.
Because mine is similar to you, and you were actually there for that, right? So my first love, my first heartbreak was when I was roughly 18, 19. And, you get that phone call. It was like, oh, I got to talk to you about something.
Oh, yeah.
Her words was, are you sitting down? And I'm like, sitting down for what? I'm cool. And all stuff. Cause I thought everything was all good.
Yeah.
Right?
You want me to get a chair? I'll get a chair.
Yeah.
What's up?
So you was with me, and so we sitting up there in the attic and all this stuff, and she telling me it's like, oh, I want space. I'm like, all right, you want space? Cool, that's fine. I don't know what that means at the time. I'm like, all right,
She want to be an astronaut.
yeah, you want space? Go ahead, have your space. You'll be back. You'll be back. 2 weeks went by. We ain't back together. I ain't see her, and all this stuff. Month go by. It's like, all right, yo, how long the space is gonna take? The space is gonna take? And then it was like a few months going by. I'm similar to you. I'm at work, sour. I used to, we worked in the airport, so he's sour. I'm standing in the box alone in the corner. People asking me what's wrong. Passengers asking me, is he all right?
You okay?
You okay? And I'm like, nah.
You standing in between the crevice?
Nah, but it definitely shook up my world at that moment. Best way that I had to learn to deal with it is one, it was time. And, I may have dealt with it in a negative way because I kind of went on like a tear. Like anything that I seen, anything that was
The
walking.
birth of the whole phase.
Yeah, pretty much. And if you breathe at me, I'm on you. So, I would say that for the younger generation now that would go through that is that you want to find yourself a hobbies, right? Hang around your friends, your close friends, your family, and everything. You find yourself a hobby to kind of occupy your mind, and you may have a so-called whole phase, but if you don't, just put some positive energy around you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like my bros did the best thing for me during that time because it was like with me every step of the way of that.
Now, Nove, because you're going to be an expert in talking about this right here that I'm about to ask you.
Shit.
If you have a whole phase in your late teens and 20s, I'm just saying, if you have a whole phase in your late teens and 20s, you're regular. If you have a whole phase in your 30s, you nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went through a whole phase in my 20s that I ain't even thought I was going to have. But it was all out of pain and like resentment, trying to get back at somebody that didn't even exist.
You was bitter.
I was bitter as fuck. Whole phases is something that people usually go through at this age.
Yeah.
How do you do it responsibly? How do you get out of it unscathed? And what should people be focusing on while y'all out here doing the nasty stuff at 22, 23, 24 years old?
First rule, man, be responsible. be responsible. I mean, strap up.
Please,
Men,
strap up.
please strap up. Ladies, please make sure they strap up. Demand they strap up. I think we talked about this before. Dating pool, same thing. Be intentional. Be intentional. Don't be half in to be half out. If you just want to go out here and have fun, go have fun. No judgment in that. The judgment comes when you say you want to have fun, but you want to do this and you want to do that, but you don't want to tell this about him. You don't want to tell that. You start living these triple lives and everything, and then it starts getting murky. So if you're going to play the game, play the game. At the same time, let's not forget the game is the game.
The game is the game, and it worked both ways, Chief.
Game is the game. Guys, gals, all's fair in this game.
Yeah.
Can't be mad. If you're going to play it, play it. But pretty much be safe, be responsible. Don't stay there too long. I would say that. Use that time for whatever you want to use it for, but don't stay there too long, because you remember that place in Inception? What was that called? Damn it.
I know we know the place you're talking about.
What
Anyway.
play? We talking about?
In Inception. I just don't know the title of it. It's like the dream state.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Don't get caught there.
Yeah.
It's hard to get out when you in. That's all I'm saying. It's hard to get out when you in.
Sex at this time, obviously, people use it to liberate themselves sexually. They use it to bring relationships closer at this time when you're in your late teens and early 20s. And shit, just keep it a bean. Sex is fun, especially around that time. You're full of energy. You vibrant. Your energy is good as far as like what you're giving out to the world. You got all the stamina in the world.
Stamina.
You know what I mean?
God.
You don't need no super honey. You don't need no super night 4.
You don't need nothing but wind and a good time and the direction. That's all you need.
Exactly.
Yeah, no blue chew, no
Blue Chew,
hymns,
no
none of that.
All you need is a thought.
You good.
That's it.
Forewarning though, that changes. Just let y'all know that. That ain't like that forever.
Yeah.
When that beat drop,
Yeah. That be dropped for real.
Keep
yourself
stay in
up.
shape.
Yeah, stay in shape.
Stay in shape.
stay in shape,
Keep your pelvic floor
Yeah.
firm,
nice.
Yeah.
do your Kegels,
Yeah.
do your
Or
Kegels.
yeah, do that. Whatever.
Stretch,
Yeah.
Limber
Stretch,
up.
all that.
drink water,
Drink lots of fluids.
eat fruits. Eat fruits.
Eat fruits.
Both. Guys, gals, eat
Pineapples.
fruits.
Sex can be fun. Sex can be liberating. Sex can bring relationships closer at this age, but it can be very, very dangerous, like you kind of alluded to.
Yeah.
Pregnancy, STDs, STIs, abusive sex. There's a murky line nowadays, especially with the advent of, I won't say advent, it's been around for a while, text messages and social media, things that get taken out of context. I like this. I don't like that. Oh, I must have read your message wrong. Next thing you know, somebody getting the cops called on them because I felt like I got sexually abused because they did something to me that I told them that I didn't want to have done to me, or vice versa. I feel like sex is all those things that we just mentioned. It has its consequences, but even more important than all those things, who you have sex with.
Yes.
Gotta be the super most important thing on your mind when you at this age. You kind of talked about it last week as far as shooting 100 shots. Why not take the ones that you want? More important than taking the ones that you want is taking the ones that are going to. Listen to this clinical psychologist named Jordan Peterson. He put it perfectly, I feel. He has said, don't have sex with somebody who you wouldn't have a conversation with about sex. So
Man.
you want to have sex and get somebody pregnant that you wouldn't talk to about having kids or parenting? You have sex with somebody that's not open to talking about having an STD or STI or having protective sex conversation? You're probably not going to be having sex with this person. If they don't have the same values as you as far as like what the consequences from this action could be, that's probably not somebody that you want to lay down with. I know we want to have all the casual sex after the bar, after the club, after the strip club. You want to go back to the room, go back to your crib, go back to the telly and get busy, do your ones and twos or whatever. But that one night, that one slip up can affect your life and lives of other people's tenfold. So now you 18, 19, 22, 26 years old, guess what? That's going to have some effect in your life when you 36, 46, 56. Why? Because you had a baby with somebody that ain't even a good parent.
Yeah, I mean, to add to your point, that when you have sex with someone, it's the transfers of energy, right? So if that person does not have basically positive energy or good energy, that energy comes on you too, right? So if they're going through something, you could potentially be going through something, or you could wear that energy.
Yeah.
And again, if to Jordan Peterson's comment, that he's kind of correct, that if you can't have a conversation about sex with that person, why have sex? But to contrast that, though, as a young teenager or early 20s man, you know what I'm saying, all you want to really do is have sex. You want to have fun.
Yeah, you don't think about the consequences.
You're not thinking about the consequences. Yeah, so, like, it's I speak for my own self that it was a struggle, right? Because I'm like, especially after a heartbreak, I'm like, I want to go have fun. I want to go do this. I don't care this. I need that dopamine effect of busting a nut. I need that. So it's like
it happens to the best.
I mean, yeah,
biology.
But you're right though. Like, you got to be careful. You got to be careful who you lay down with.
Yeah. I think that's the most important. Be careful who you lay down with. Maybe you can't have a conversation with them like that's super deep and in depth about, you want to be a father, you want to be a mother, or something like that. I ain't saying all that.
Yeah.
But like, you would lay down in the same bed with somebody that already has bad energy just because you want to have sex with them.
Yep. Or they look good.
Me.
They look good.
It ain't me, dog. I can't do it.
Yeah. Even worse than that, it's like, you can take a couple of seconds, you know what I mean? You'd be surprised what happens after you masturbate or you bust a nut. See if you want to make that decision still.
Post-nut syndrome?
That's true.
On top of that, going even further, stop having sex with people you don't want to be seen with in daylight.
That's a valid one.
Stop having...
That's a valid one.
That is true. You're
That's
right.
a valid one.
You're right.
I would not want to.
Go ahead.
Nah, man, I'm not going...
Go ahead, because we all got one.
Oh,
we all got one or multiple.
Y'all speak
we
for
all
yourself.
got one or multiple. I know what Jay.
Y'all speak for yourself.
Nah, I'm not. I'll let you tell that story. I'm not going to do that to you.
So even though we did not do the deed, but it was one time that somebody was trying to get at me, and they basically followed me home. And,
that's great.
Yeah, they followed me home, and I was like, all right, let me let her up, and then I was like, I can't really do it, so let me go to sleep. And while we were walking out, even I don't know if my dad remembered, but we was walking out, and he was looking at me. It was like, then he asked me the next day, was like, what was that? What was that? And I'm like, I don't know. Thank God no one called me. He was like, yo, let's go out. And I was like, yo, I'm out of here.
Yo, that was a night fighter.
Yeah,
like,
that was not a good look for me. But that was early, in the early 20s, dealing with heartbreak. I was just rummaging through everything.
That's a good ass point. Don't have sex with somebody that you don't want to be seen with, that you wouldn't want to be seen in daylight with.
Yes.
I got another one that goes to my story. If you're not sure you should be having sex with this person and admitting you had sex with that person, don't do it. I'm gonna tell you. All right, so I had a story.
Yeah, explain this one.
I had sex with this young woman back in the way back in the day. Had sex with this young lady, and no, I mean it was serviceable. It was good. First of all, it was serviceable. That's when you know you shouldn't have did it. And my dumb ass.
But you wouldn't know until.
But my dumb ass.
You don't know.
My dumb ass circled around twice, which means I saw it,
experienced it.
You know what? Let me. No,
maybe it was a one-off.
No, it wasn't. It was supposed to never happen. Anyway, I just being excited. When you're young, you do dumb stuff like talk about the people you had sex to people that aren't really having sex. That'll then tell those people. But I was telling somebody like, yeah, what I mean, I knocked her down. That?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like, yo, look at her. You know what? That's not right.
Ain't no worse than that feeling was.
It's not right.
Ain't no worse than the feeling with like your homie or something like that. It was like a group of dudes be on some shit, be like, ew. He'd be like, oh. Shit. Already smashed. It's like, oh, y'all don't like that? She got a nice ass, right?
Yes.
Nah, she
Stop
don't.
going for
If you
people.
look at her this side, she's pretty. Like,
If you have to give yourself a pep talk to have sex with somebody or
Oh god.
do a pros cons list, and you're over here negotiating pros, like, you know, like if you're really thinking about it,
really searching for those pros.
Yeah.
like,
Hell yeah.
don't do it. Ladies, this goes for you too. If you have to negotiate giving somebody some cutty and you not sure
Some move shoot.
and you really weighing it out and you got to squint and kind of turn your head when you looking at him like,
Yeah, nah.
you know, from this angle, he kind of looked like, no. It's
No.
2022.
Yeah.
It's 40-year world. It's got to look good on all angles, or at least to you. Don't negotiate. Don't settle.
Most people listening to the show who might be in that age bracket is probably going tisk at this one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Of
But yo,
course.
look, I don't mean to be the old guy standing on this lawn. But yo, at the very least, if you don't listen to anything that we just said on this podcast, please at least try your best. I know it's hard. Practice safe sex. Yo.
Please, yo.
We said strap it up already. But yo, the pull-out method, I'm sorry to say, not everybody got it. All right? I've been a victim of that. I've been in some weak situations where I'm like, I don't really give a fuck about the consequences right now. God damn it. I'm enjoying heaven right now. What the hell you want me to do? Go back to earth? So it's like, try your best to practice safe sex. I know condoms is really not a thing for these young folk out here. I get it with the TV porn. People ain't using condoms in the scenes or whatever like that. It's kind of easy for them to be on some shit like, who the hell needs condoms? It's uncomfortable, stuff like that. Try to practice safe sex. Get yourself
Strap it up,
tested.
man.
Yeah, get yourself
Get
tested.
yourself tested every 6 months, yo.
Please, yo.
I would say if you're sexually active, every 6 months. And I also read, I heard a meme online that said, like, if you got more than 4 partners in a year around this age, you kind of pushing it, dog. You kind of pushing it.
Oh.
So with that being said, I'm gonna leave that there, and I'm gonna say we've all been there where we had more than 4, more than 10 in a year.
Damn.
If you're living that lifestyle, be extra careful is the message I'm trying to convey. Get yourself tested, strap it up, be careful with your energy. Let's move on to the next part.
Well, before you move on, right, real quick though, if you are having sex, that sexual interaction is between you and that person.
Keep your mouth shut.
Keep your mouth shut. You ain't got to tell your boys, your home. You know, for women, you ain't got to tell your homegirls. Keep that intimacy level between y'all.
Stop
they don't
fucking
need
up
to
the
be in
church's
it.
money.
Yeah, they don't need to be in
No,
it.
what you're really fucking up is your job's money. Because more times than not, if you're in your whole phase, you're fucking your coworkers.
Yeah, you're
So-
at work. So
You make sure that you pick the right one at your job. Because they run their mouth, then they could ruin your whole legacy at that.
Or stay away from your job.
And you smash the wrong coworker, they might keep you from smashing the coworker that you really want to smash by running their mouth.
yep.
And that goes for both sides.
Just be quiet.
Just be quiet.
Just be quiet.
Next relationship we want to talk about before we move on to finances. Family. We all consider each other family in here.
Yes.
Love y'all to death. Love y'all forever.
Same.
All family ain't good, cuz it be some people in your family, bro, that's like, bro, I'm almost like insulted and repulsed at being related to you. I know we share the same DNA. I get that. But just because somebody blood related don't mean like y'all like this.
That's
Y'all
true.
ain't got to be tight.
That's true.
Jealousy is one thing that usually comes from people that's far away.
Mm-hmm.
Envy comes from people that's close to you.
Mm-hmm.
And who's closer to you than family? It's a person that's at the cookout, at the reunion, at the get together, going with you to graduations for somebody, baby showers and all other good stuff like that. You start doing well for yourself at this age. Maybe you get a good job. You just graduated university. You getting your degree. You out here living lavishly. You bought your first car. It be the people in your own family that just start hating on you, man. And they'll smile in your face and then go tell your other cousin, like,
Yep.
this motherfucker Drake think he the shit. Like, he conceited. Who do you think you is? Like, you think you better than? They start counting your money.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Family will put you in a
And
position
then
where
they expect you to pay for everything.
Then they expect you to pick.
They
Oh, you got a
expect you
good
to
job.
You got a good job. You making it. You good.
You just came back from Vegas.
Yep.
You should have it. Like,
Yep.
why you counting my cash? They'll start judging you for the choices that you make. They don't understand your vision. Maybe you want to leave school at this time. Maybe you want to open up your own business. You got a great idea. You want to travel. You want to find yourself as an individual. They start saying like, yo, you know what you should be doing, right? You should be doing this, that, and the third. Well, maybe I want to follow my own path. Oh, you ain't never going to be shit anyway.
Yep.
It be the people that's in your family, bro, that really be the ones that is so envious that it makes you really feel like, I wish I could hit a button that just say, you know what, we ain't even related.
Well, it don't work like that.
I don't want to associate with you. I got friends that's better than you.
I mean, but the truth of the matter is that we do, because we're not close with all family, right? So for me, it comes where, you know, I grew up with, you know, cousins on my mother's side and then cousins on my dad's side and everything. So as time went on and after my mother passed away, you know, I still was close to those cousins, but we kind of grew apart a little bit and everything. So I do my best to keep in touch, but at the same time, it's like, are they reaching out to me as much and everything? And I know if they listen to the show, they're going to be like, oh yeah, maybe we should reach out to Dre now. But hey, by all means, I still accept y'all and I still love y'all. But it did kind of hurt and everything. So it's like, you know, one of my cousins, y'all know him, like we was like tight. We 3 weeks apart and everything. And then, you know, he said some words about me to other people and they got back to me. I'm like, yo, why are you talking about me like this? I'm your family. For one, why are you not talking to me?
Right.
And everything. So, you know, I get what you mean. So, you know, that word that blood is thicker than water, it's not always the case.
It ain't always the case.
It ain't always the case.
Rarely is the case, actually. To be quite honest with you.
Yeah. Family's tricky. It's even trickier when you don't really talk to certain members of your family all like that. So what'll happen is they're stuck with the image they had of you last. And if you're a grown man, you know, 30 plus, and the last time they had a conversation with you was probably when you were 20 plus, 18, teen something. It's kind of hard to fill that gap with, how's school? You got a girlfriend?
Are you married?
What? Like, you know nothing about me. I hope you're not out there smoking and drinking. Newsflash, I am.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's great.
Yep. Sure enough. But it's just like, family's always going to be family, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like your friends are more important somewhat because you choose them. You select them to be a part of your circle. You had a say so. So I think, to me, sometimes, like, it's even worse sometimes. Like, if a friend scars me worse than a family member I hardly speak to, I think I would take the friend a lot more seriously because it's like, yo, I put you on the team, bro. Like,
yeah, you brought him in the tribe. I can see why you might feel that
See,
way.
like, this is the part that hurt from, like, my personal experience. You choose your friends, and your friends usually there with you. If they're a good friend, they're there with you through thick and thin. When it comes to family, they will pass judgment on you. And because they're family, it hurts even more. So even if, like, you might take it in stride, like, that's all right. If you feel that way, that's cool. But, like, when you really sit down, at least for me, when you sit down and, like, lay your head on your pillow at night, you really think, like, God damn, that's supposed to be like my cousin. That's supposed to be my sister. That's my aunt. And they like passing judgment on you like, oh, you ain't never gonna be shit. I don't know why you going to college. You ain't smart enough. It's like,
how could you say that?
All right, it's all right that you feel that way, but that shit fucking hurts, yo.
Yeah.
It's like, you entitled to your opinion. I'm gonna succeed regardless of your opinion. Don't worry about it. But like, you got the same last name as me. You used to babysit me. You really got this opinion? Like, you have no faith in me?
That much disdain for me. Like,
where's it coming
where's
from?
that venom coming from?
Right.
And what did I do to you?
And it makes it hurt even more if you got people around you who are in more healthy or abundant family structures, and they talk about their family, and it's like you look at yours and you be like, damn, it is kind of like a pit that's like, wow, man, I really miss having like that aunt or that cousin that's like, you got my back no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have the most words of encouragement that I have in my life coming from homies. I shouldn't have people that show up for an event or a football game or a basketball game or a celebration of my accolades be the majority of people in the audience be homies, classmates, and not families, and only a couple of people that's from my family actually come. That sucks.
Yeah.
It hurts.
So one caveat to that though is like, how many times do we often look at ourselves of why that relationship may be like that, or how can ourselves be better? To what can we do to be better to make that relationship better?
I mean, yeah, that's a valid point. That's a valid point. But I mean, we all in our mid to late 30s now.
Yeah.
And you kind of look at the younger people that's in your family, and you kind of understand why maybe they don't reach out to you as much, or you might be, they look at you like, well, you 2 generations from me. Like, I understand that. So it makes you kind of think back when you were younger. I'm strictly kind of talking about like elders. I ain't talking about like your peers.
I got you.
So like, why the hell would you hate on me? Like, you 51 years old. I'm 18. You talking about I ain't got no future in my like? You really judging me like anything I could possibly turn my life around or be a benefit? Like, you already got it in your head like, oh, you ain't gonna be nothing. You ain't gonna be shit.
Yeah.
That stuff hurts. It's like, how as an adult does that come out of your mouth? That part I don't understand.
But we got plenty of adults that are not mature, emotionally, mentally, and everything. So they have grown up with venomous ways and been okay in their life to their standard. So when they see somebody else that potentially does contrast to what they believe in, they're gonna have these thoughts. They're gonna have these feelings towards whatever family member, or in your case towards you. Like if that was the case, like. But what I was trying to say is like, there's always the 2 sides and everything. So it's the 2 sides, and like how you said that of course you're gonna be good, you're gonna be great, no matter what they say about you. And that's the perfect side. But like if you really wanted to mend that, as we have gotten older, we're like, why don't we take a deep dive into why you feel like this? Like we can all have a conversation. Anything can be cleared up with communication, in my opinion. So
all right, so I'll play devil's advocate. When it comes to your point, I think sometimes we confuse a lot of that disdain and that anger. Sometimes it's fear. I mean, the worst thing in the world is to see somebody younger than you in your position take the chances you didn't take. That's an envious position in itself. Like, maybe it's not them being envious of you. Maybe it's them looking at you like, damn, that's what I could have been if I would have stuck with that. So sometimes that can be a tricky situation, and to each his own. If that's the way it goes, that's the way it goes. I feel like your family should be there regardless. When it comes to that, it's 2-way street. It's 2022. Yeah. Phones work both ways. No, that's true. And I feel like I don't feel like that excuse is valid enough for this argument simply because we're both grown. If you have any questions, ask me. Ask me. Because there's nobody you can talk to that's going to give you the answers I have. Don't ask this person. Don't make a comment. Why he never called? Why he never come? You can ask me. I'll tell you exactly what you want to know. Doesn't have to be a gap. People choose gaps because sometimes it's harder to pick up a phone and get the truth than it is to sit back and assume.
Yep. Yeah. So, according to, unlike popular belief might say, love doesn't make the world go round, money does. Damn it. Finances, God damn it. Your money is very important. As the days go by, money becomes more and more important, especially in the society that we live in. Finances, late teens and in your 20s. Man, it's a lot of shit I wish I would have known, boy.
Damn.
Man,
STC, swipe the card.
Yep.
I was swiping the card. At some point in time, we all worked the same job at different stages, right? And back then, at least when we first started out, it was a good job.
Yeah.
Good paying job.
Absolutely.
Son, I've had days that popped up where the direct deposit would hit the account and I wouldn't even know.
Me too.
Because I already had money in there. I'm like, oh shit, I got paid.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would go to the store Foot Locker or wherever to get some clothes or some shit, I'll be like, yo, I got too much money in my goddamn account. I have to buy something. I can't have my account looking like this.
That was his vice. Yeah. That was his
I got to buy
vice.
some sneakers.
Yeah.
We used to call it retail therapy.
Retail
man,
therapy.
Retail therapy.
My sneaker collection was vast.
It was like
Yes.
2-3 pairs a week or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I was going crazy. And I had to swipe the card mentality, man. I really didn't care about splurging, bro. I really didn't, bro. I had got to a point where, 2008, 2009, I got the Mustang.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me shit.
Yeah.
I thought I was the head of a rock band or something like that.
Yep.
People really couldn't talk to me. I looked at people like they was beneath me. I'm like, bro, you see what I'm driving? You see what I have on my feet? Look at me. I thought I was doing something.
Yep.
But like,
Yep.
I don't have one single dollar saved from that time. Not one, bro.
I think we're all like in this.
I think we all can agree.
We all
Oh
can say
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What we wish we would have known about finances at that time. For me, I definitely would have saved more.
Mhm.
Obviously, I definitely wouldn't have splurged as much. But if I did, I would have spent it on more worthwhile experiences,
Yes.
and not necessarily like retail therapy. The shirt makes me feel good when I wear it, but maybe the trip to France, or maybe the trip to Japan or Egypt. Maybe that would have been a little bit more worthwhile. I wish I would have spent my money on things that would have been more life-altering events.
Yeah.
I wish I would have gave more. I wish I would have found a charity or something locally that I believed in, that I would say, you know what? Anytime we in Irvington, New Jersey, and we go past the Little League, the Little League is defunct. There is no more Little League baseball in Irvington, New Jersey. Anytime I go past it, I'm like, damn, yo, could it have been something I could have done to help maybe keep this damn thing afloat? Could I have sponsored a team with a homie or something like that to help them get their jerseys or something?
We definitely had the money back then to do it.
So I definitely would have gave more, and I would have been more conscious about the fact that inflation, cost of living is going up, and you need to be prepared in your 20s for your 30s financially, because them gas prices, my guy, they ain't gonna be $2.79, $3.16
Back
like
then,
they was
gas
back
like
then.
$1.98 or something.
$1.98 for gas. You check the scoreboard now. It's
Yes.
crazy. So I would have prepared more financially then, as I'm pretty sure most people who in their 30s, 40s, 50s would probably feel like, you know what, financially I probably could have did better.
way better.
Yeah, so I agree with you 100%. Like, I splurged. I was 19 years old when I started working that job. I ain't never seen that much money hit my account ever.
Your thing with jerseys.
I was buying jerseys. I was buying food for all of us.
Young
Yeah.
Fab
I was
right
buying.
there.
We was playing video games, all that
we
stuff.
was
We was
wildin'.
going. We was taking day trips all over the place.
Going to the mall.
Going to
Yeah.
the mall and all that stuff. Oh yeah, don't worry, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. But it was one thing that my dad told me as I started working. It was like, keep your money in your 401k. Did I listen? Not a chance. Not a chance. So, it came to the point where I was like, I potentially could have had over $100,000 for how many years I worked there. And I didn't listen to the advice that he gave me. So it's very crucial that if an elder, a parent figure gives that advice, you want to take it in. It's hard. Don't get me wrong. You're a young teenager, young 21-year-old. You'd be like, I gotta buy this. I gotta do that. And it's a learning experience. It's definitely a learning experience, man. I wish I would have saved more, because then I wouldn't have been in some positions. Like you said, taking, more memorable trips and giving back,
Hell
man.
yeah.
It's crazy that you mentioned the Little League, because every time I ride by it, I'd be like, yo, I want enough money to give back to that community. Because it was fun times for me.
Yeah,
And it was fun times for you.
It's
So,
like a goal of mine to like see that
Yeah.
back one day.
yeah, you know what? We're going to work on that.
Yeah.
We're going to work on that, man.
Mind don't
That's
matters
it.
field. That's what
Yes,
the hell we gonna
sir.
call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
And I remember also working at that job. Tech, liquor, food, dates. That's where most of it went. Very important information. Story time. So, I am in my late 30s. Had I been financially responsible at this very time, I would have been in a position to probably collect 3 pensions by the time I'm 65, give or take. Because I was at one job for 11 years, another job for 10. So yeah, all that's gone. Say this. Just because you want something doesn't mean you need it then.
Mm-hmm.
Save for a rainy day. Stay the course. If it's meant for you, you'll have it.
Yeah.
No need to rush anything.
Yep.
Don't pull out your money for your savings and later on in life where you can enjoy it because you want something now or you feel you need something now. Don't do that. One single regret, that would be that.
Yeah.
Because the amount of money, yeah, we got to move on.
And best believe
Man.
that you're going to have rainy days. It's
Rainy
not-
days is coming.
Yeah. Rainy days. Nobody lives a perfect life. Nobody lives you're going to have some trouble.
And there's no forecast for it.
Yeah.
That rainy day gonna come. You're gonna be on some shit. Oh shit!
You
I
know-
did not see this expense
Expensive
coming.
coming. You know what's funny? Whenever you think you have too much money, your car start talking to you like, hey,
Yep.
guess what's wrong with me?
Yeah,
Guess how much this going to cost?
take this check engine light with you. How about that?
There you go.
Like, yo,
Your brakes is fucked.
Yeah.
brakes start being like,
But hey, but the splurge be like this. This shit break down. I just buy a new car.
Yep.
I just buy another one.
I get
Whatever.
another one.
I go to the next car.
I'm good.
yeah, I did that.
This
Yeah.
money ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna keep getting this money.
We
But
going
then there's something called credit score,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
in today's world
Oh,
is actually more valuable than that
money.
physical dollar.
Yes.
So you got to keep your credit score
Yes.
high.
I will also say, in regards to finances, make sure you invest in yourself as well. Not only the trips that you take into kind of like make yourself a more well-rounded human being and expose yourself to different cultures and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but spend money on yourself as far as like getting skills. There's so many opportunities that even we didn't have back in the day where you could just go online and take a master class or take a skill class
Yep.
and learn how to be, I don't know, man. You could take a class to be a chef.
Top ramen chef.
You can learn to be a graphic designer online.
Yep. Real
Photography.
estate, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
real estate.
You can do.
You could get rich in your living room.
Mm-hmm.
The Bitcoin, people taking advantage of NFTs and stuff. Invest in your future. Take advantage of opportunities that we didn't have, and just don't be spending your money at White Castles, Burger Kings, Dave and Buster's,
gracious, man.
Joe's Crab Shack, and trips to Atlantic City
Yeah.
every month or whatever. I would say when it comes to money as well, everything that you do in your late teens and 20s has a multiplier on the dollar.
Yeah.
So I would say like, yo, let's go with the best case scenario. Let's say you a 22, 23, 24-year-old and you super disciplined with your money. And I'm thinking like, yo, you being a fucking tight ass. Yo, we trying to go out, have a good time on the night. You're going to spend like $200-$300. It is what it is. Let's go have some fun. If you be like, nah, I'm going to stay in the crib. I'm going to keep that money in my savings account. By the time you 36, 37, 40, that $200 is almost like $2,000, $4,000.
Yep.
Why? The power of the dollar kind of multiplies itself over time, but you might be using that money towards saving towards something else. So all the time that you didn't go out and you showed discipline was time that went into your savings account. Guess what? By the time you're 26 years old, while your friends out here talking about how expensive the apartments is out here, you dropping the down payment on your crib.
Yeah.
You paid your car off, or you bought your car all cash. You got a Roth IRA that's multiplying your money, or you got a traditional IRA, or you're investing in life insurance. All the discipline that you show now, if you listen to the show, at that age, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Exactly.
Everything that you're doing now, as far as discipline is concerned, is going to be a multiplier for you later. Your money will start to multiply. We got a coworker at our job now that we work at, George. He's what, 25?
24, 25. something
24,
like
25 years old. What he got? 3 houses? Or 3 rental properties?
Man.
Got a whole bunch of side businesses, TikTok account that's doing well, probably going to get paid off that eventually through ads. Doing very well for himself. What the fuck was I doing at 24 years old?
Partying,
spending money on food,
dunks, Chinese.
So you know what's crazy though, because somewhat it's culturally too. You know what I'm saying? Like, just stay with me for a sec, because we are not taught to, we're not taught usually better because sometimes our parents didn't know better. So yeah, we were not taught better, because our parents sometimes didn't know better. Not knowing when my dad first learned about 401ks, I don't think he knew about it growing up because he was probably in the mode of just surviving and everything until he got into it. Then that's when he tried to pass it on. But there's a lot of cases where that does not get passed on. Mm-hmm. They just repeat the cycle that is, that their parents did.
Yeah.
So if they see their parent, their mom or dad with some flashy stuff, guess what their child is going to look for? Flashy stuff. And not think about investing their money or saving their money. I actually don't know. I never met George. I only seen him in the video. So I believe that he's, culturally different from me. But
not as much as you think. But he just made a choice to say, like, I'm going to break the cycle of what I'm used to.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, ownership is something that I want. Financial freedom is something I want. And I guess now, to your point, the whole idea of financial freedom is more on the minds of the younger kids than it was for. I wasn't thinking about it.
I wasn't thinking about it at all.
At all. I didn't know what the hell that meant.
Now I do. I was just thinking about eating and having nice stuff.
You also got to think about it now, like the average teen, 20-year-old, they're not looking to work for anyone. They want a business.
Yeah.
They want to own.
That's a good segue.
And it's like when we were 20 something, mid-20s, like we was like, yeah, who's hiring?
Yeah.
Like,
no, you're right.
Yeah, at that time, if I would have said, like, yeah, I want to own my own business. Doing what? I don't know.
No, you got a point.
Now you take advantage. You look at the culture, the realm, the state we're in now. It's like these opportunities are limitless. Like, if we had been exposed to this, or we had even been somewhat educated in this is how you go about doing this, and this, who knows where we would have been.
It might be a little bit of a hypocritical statement, but I'm going to say it like this. Though I think like shitty jobs build character, because it kind of gives you like your foundation of like, well, one, I know what it's like to do hard work. Sometimes hard labor is good for the soul.
Labor.
And things of that nature. But it also provides you shitty jobs also provides you somewhat of a checkpoint, maybe more like a mental reminder. I don't ever want to work for Kmart again. I don't never want to work for 7-Eleven again. I don't want to work for UPS, FedEx, answering customer service or doing the cold calls like, hey, would you like to donate to the Firefighters Association and blah, blah, blah. So it reminds you, like, you know what? I need to be like financially free. And I think the lesson that we didn't learn was like, God damn, these jobs suck. I don't have to have that. Let me do something for myself to kind of like better myself, put myself in a position where I don't have to work for somebody else. The veil has been lifted now for these young kids. They understand the whole idea. Like, yo, I'm working a 9-to-5, making somebody else rich. I get this little bit of cash. The cost of living is going up. My rent is going up. My wage is not going up. This job don't give a fuck about me, whether or not I got FMLA or not. And they like, you know what? Fuck this job.
Yeah.
It builds character, but at the same time, it's destroying my soul.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So sort of like, you know what? I understand why kids nowadays, and I would, if you listen to, I would continue to and encourage y'all to do so. You see a lot of kids jumping from job to job to job until they eventually get to their feet underneath them, where they're like, you know what, I could go into business for myself because I'm not going to get a raise at this job, so I'm gonna go fill out for another job that pay more.
There's no growth for them.
And then once I get to a certain cap there, I'm gonna go to another job that pay more because y'all not going to elevate me. I'm gonna elevate myself. So I totally get that. But what I would say as a caveat to that, which may sound hypocritical, I see a lot of people that's young nowadays feeling a certain type of way about having certain type of jobs. And I'll probably say, get that shit out your system. Sometimes having a good, hardworking, blue-collar job builds your character. It doesn't make you a bad person. Maybe you won't be a social media influencer, But at the same time, if you're in a position, especially if you're young and you had kids, you could take care of your family. There's something noble in being able to bring home a paycheck and take care of your family and take care of yourself and build for your future. So do not feel a certain type of way about the fact that you have an employer if that is the first step in you being financially free or an entrepreneur or something like that. Don't take it no type of way.
If you got to endure a hardworking job to reach your passion, so be it. It's only for that moment in your life. You know what I'm saying? As Jay said, that, take your steps. That's only the first one.
Right.
I think the biggest thing for me now is, like you alluded to, certain jobs they don't want. And I understand it. Like, I mean, I remember being 18, 20. Nobody wants to work at McDonald's. That's not your dream job.
Domino's.
Nobody wants to. Nobody cares if you want fries with that. But if you have to do it, do it. But the other part of that is like, if you want what you want, then work hard for it. There's this cloud that there's this sense of entitlement. Like, it should be given to you because I deserve it.
Yeah.
Deserve ain't never earned nothing.
No.
Yeah, that's
Hard
what I mean.
work. Put the work in. If you want that, if you want your business, if that's what you truly want, you're going to have to work way harder than a 9 to 5. Sorry. In order to get those vacations and everything you want, that's an 80 hour a week job, buddy.
Exactly.
And
40 plus, not 80.
I say 80. Just
You're gonna be working
80 hours a week?
You're gonna be working the 9 to 5 and then working the 5 to 9.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
You're not like, oh yeah, I want a job where I can make my own schedule. Yeah, in the beginning, you know what that means, right? There's no sleep.
Yeah.
There's no sleep. I saw this clip. I think Steve Harvey said it. My bad, Steve Harvey. I think he said no successful person gets 8 hours of sleep a day.
Probably not.
And I had to really think about that. And I really had to really think about it. Like, yeah, I can see that. Like, that's way too much sleep. I can't remember the last time I got 8. I will chill on about 4 or 5, maybe. If that, good day.
So that's a perfect segue. That's a perfect segue into philosophies.
Yes.
That's a good one right there. Sleep is overrated, bro. I spend a lot of time so crucially trying to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep. It's like, man, it's bedtime. I gotta go. I gotta get my sleep. I missed out on so much stuff that I could have been doing or hustling. And it's like, you know what? Why the hell did I rested a lot. If I wasn't asleep, I was resting. If I wasn't asleep, I was playing video games. If I wasn't asleep, I was sitting on the phone talking to somebody for 3.5 hours. Like, what the hell was I doing with my time?
And 2.5 hours, you just asking what you doing.
Yeah, you still awake?
But there's a fine line of sleeping too much and sleeping enough. You still need to rest. Your brain needs to recover.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Your body needs to recover so you can have that output of production that you're trying to achieve. Yeah. So, I think 6 to 8 hours is probably adequate. Now, if you're sleeping more than that,
yeah, well, if you're sleeping more than that,
you're sleeping more than that,
you're
then
probably unemployed. But that's what I'm saying. But I would say this though. I would say getting adequate amount of sleep is cool. I'm not sure what the science says about 8 hours being so important. I think I read something that says something like 5 to 6 hours a night.
It's 6 to 7 or something.
It's pretty good and pretty decent. But I will say this though, I have been in situations, especially doing this podcast, playing football, also studying to learn how to be a graphic designer, and also doing photography, where my brain is on such an overload for knowledge and bettering myself. My vision of the future is so pinpoint and acute that it's like sleep is secondary. I'm focused on the grind right now. And I know grind is, you kind of grind yourself down a little bit, but at the same time, when you got the Mamba mentality, and it's sort of like, you know what, my competitor might be up right now learning something or doing something or training, and they're getting something done, and they might be better than me tomorrow. You almost get kind of consumed by the fact that, you know what, hopefully I live a long life. I could sleep later. I'm going to sacrifice my sleep right now. I'm going to sacrifice my rest right now so I can become a better me tomorrow. And I don't see any problem with sacrificing rest for greatness.
I
If that's in your trajectory.
Yeah.
I see it. I see what you're talking about, and I agree to an extent. I believe there's an unhealthy consumption
Yeah.
when you get to that point. It's like, yeah, there's a point that you have to reach where it's like you need your grind and your hustle to match your ambition. At the same time, remember the car doesn't run without the engine. So as much as you want to put in, you have to rest. Maybe not sleep forever,
Yeah.
but rest.
You got to
And
recharge.
another thing I would say on top of rest, make sure you have balance. I never realized until this age how important balance truly is. Like, as much as you want to grind and as much as you have a goal and as much as you want to go, and all you see is the finish line, all you see is the finish line, all you see is the finish line. Don't be afraid to take a look at the scenery. Enjoy this moment while you're here.
Be present.
Because the one thing you're going to regret when you hit that goal, I didn't even enjoy the process of getting here.
I would say this though I agree that it's a fine balance that you got to find, and it's all individual, right?
Mm.
If I told you right now, you could give me $150,000, and I'll allow you to go back to being 22 years old, would you do it?
With the knowledge that we have had.
With
now.
the knowledge that
with
you
knowledge
have
now?
now, everything that you know now,
So
you get to go back
so
to
the
be.
You're going to give me
Scenarios that you-
$150,000.
No, you give me 150 grand,
Oh.
and you get to go back to be 22 years old with all the knowledge and tools that you have right now in your brain.
So we have to give you, and I still go back in time?
You give me the money.
Yes.
I send you back to 2008.
It's, no.
2000.
What?
I send you back to 2002.
I'm like,
No, I'm not giving them that.
No.
Wait, no.
2002?
Hold on.
That's not 2002.
I wouldn't be 22 years old, but it'd be 2004.
I'm just giving you an example.
Nevertheless, no, I wouldn't give you that.
Are y'all out y'all fucking mind?
You would do that?
Time? I get to pay for time with the knowledge that I have now. I'm gonna make the 150,000 back a couple of times. With the knowledge that I have now,
So it's God.
on real estate, on relationships that got wasted, on money that I splurged away.
We're also talking about going back in time. You're
so-
leaving your present self right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're leaving everything
You're
you
leaving
built
that you-
and gotten to this point. No,
Yes.
no.
I'm going back.
So you would go
I'm going
back in
100
time,
times.
potentially, so-called to change your outcome, but you also don't know what trials and tribulations is going to come from that. You know what other things that may prevent you from being the person that you say you want to be, and everything. So no, I would not go back in time.
What would
Yeah, even with you having all the knowledge that you have attained, it's like, okay, I can invest into Apple now. Yeah, I might become a millionaire, but next thing you know, you don't have a wife, you don't have your son, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Our friendship may have been altered, and all this stuff. Is those things that come, as I said, it's that balance of everything. So
I see with the whole being grateful for what you got and realizing what you have to lose. All right, maybe you don't run into the same people, maybe you don't run into the same relationships, but I'm also looking at the other side of all the stuff that you stressed about when you was 18, 19, 22 years old that you have a better perspective on now. You might have fostered better relationships.
I hear that.
What you thought about money then, how fucking wrong you was.
Oh yeah,
Now that you're here now,
Yeah.
how much fruitful your life would be financially. How more emotionally developed would you be now if you took the brain that you have now and the spirit that you have now and you put it back into your body when you was 22? There is a give and a take, but there is an opportunity for more fruitful relationships, more abundant finances if you gave me the chance to go back to then with the knowledge I have now.
I think I kind of look at it from the aspect of I know what I could gain with the information and the knowledge and everything else. I understand that. But I also look at it from the aspect of I know now what I know now. This story isn't unwritten. And Lord knows what can happen within the next 4 hours. also it's sort of like it's part of appreciating things, but then I feel like if we're talking about going back in time, not only would you change finances, certain relationships that aren't going to work out now. Certain decisions you're not going to do, which means you probably won't.
You don't know if certain relationships will work out now.
Yeah, but going back, you're going to adjust knowing that they won't work. There's no way you're going to go back with everything you know now and make the same decisions and get to the same outcome.
No.
So you're going to change it. Who knows what you'll change? Who knows what you'll change about yourself? You might not be you.
Probably won't. I could be worse. I could be better.
Now, are you willing to take that chance?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the question you got to ask yourself.
That's the risk that you're weighing.
I'm taking a goddamn chance.
Okay.
All right. So we have it there.
I'm rolling a goddamn
We have it there,
dice.
man.
I'm rolling a goddamn dice.
So,
all right, next thing, right? One hand you got yes. In the other hand you got no.
Okay.
This hand I got the no, way more goddamn powerful than the yes. All the stuff that we could have said no to, that we said yes to. All the favors that you got asked. So you're like, you know what, I got you. Don't worry about it. All the money you lent out that you never got back. Bro, if I got all the money that I lent out back, I'll be out of debt. I tell you right now, I'll be out of debt for real.
Yeah, we will be all good.
You'd have your 150K?
Yeah.
No, hell no. I ain't a damn. I ain't a loan shark now. So yeah, but like the power of no is super, super important, man. And I know a lot of times for me personally, I just said yes out of like fear. I also said yes out of being a people pleaser. I want to make sure you good before I make sure I'm good.
Yeah.
I've sacrificed my time. I've sacrificed money. I've sacrificed
your spirit,
certain values that I've had. I would never do that. You know what? Fuck it. For you, I'll make an exception. Things of that nature. I feel like saying no is a very valuable tool that you can learn when you're at a young age. And
creating boundaries is what it is.
No is a way for you to create that boundary that you're talking about, but still leave yourself room to change your mind.
Yep.
So you say, I'm gonna say no. You know what? I slept on it. I'll reconsider it. I'll take 48 hours. All right, we can do business together.
Yeah.
But when you say yes, now you're making a commitment.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that commitment is so heavy, bro.
You locked in.
That commitment is so heavy because if you say, you know what, I changed my mind, that's a no for me. You know how flaky you look? You affect business that way.
People are going to question your character and all that.
You can't be counted on for anything. So no is super important. I'm pretty sure y'all would agree. I would also say that shit ain't that serious, man. Life is short. We put a lot of weight on stuff that we thought was important at that time. Relationships, where you at in life. Sadly, material things. Sadly, if you look at the cause of death, people that age, say 18, let's say 16 to 30, the leading cause is accidents. Stuff happens, unfortunate car accidents, things of that nature. But the second is suicide. And a lot of that comes from people feeling like they should be at a certain point in their life, or they put so much stock into that girlfriend or that boyfriend, or they feel like they might be a failure to their parents because they didn't get the job at Chase Manhattan. And you get all this weight on you that you feel like you can't handle, and you say, you know what, I feel like the best course of action for me was to be like, I'll dump all this weight off just by
I don't need to be here.
It'd be simpler if I wasn't around. I'd be less of a burden on you if I wasn't here.
Yep.
Ain't nothing. It's not one single thing from my 20s that I still hold on to this day as far as like, damn, I wish I would have did that. And it affects me so much that it affects my soul where I would want to like it doesn't affect my happiness. There's nothing in my 20s that happened or in my teens that affects my happiness today.
Yeah.
That issue that you think is a big deal,
it really isn't a big deal, but it also takes a person to have an understanding of that, right? So when you're in it, you can't see it. And I personally attest to this, right? So when you're standing in it, you see all that darkness, you see those clouds and all the stuff. Only thing you think of is like, all right, I need to get out of here. I don't want to be here. So let me take myself out or attempt to take myself out. Right. But, you know, you gotta reinforce yourself with those positive relationships that you do have, whether it be with family members, friends, and know that you have a higher calling, a higher purpose to be here. You know what I'm saying? So when I was standing in it, I didn't see anything. I didn't even see my own child and everything. So having gone through that and then, you know, triumphing from that, you know, it made me see the world as it is. And I'm so much grateful that I'm here and I still got plenty of work to do because I know if I would have left this earth, everybody would be hurt.
Everybody.
You know what I'm saying? Especially in that manner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, we speak to anybody, and I just had a conversation with somebody. You speak to anybody that has, you know, had those thoughts or even attempted those thoughts. Know that you have positive people around you. You have a purpose. You have a bigger, and nobody's words or anything that has happened to you can take you out. Don't allow that.
Right.
And if you having issues, reach out to us. Reach out to me. Reach out to me. And I'll talk you off that ledge. I'll talk you from that knife. I promise you that. That was pretty heavy.
That was good. Dre the Peace got on Instagram, guys. Reach out.
Yeah, that was pretty heavy, man.
You kind of alluded to it. No, speak on it. Fuck people's opinions.
Bro, I'm the spokesperson, chairman of the board when it comes to that. Like, and it took me so long to get there. I was so afraid of going against the grain. I was always like, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll do it. Because I thought the fear of being different was more than I could take. But then you just get tired of pleasing everybody. Because in the midst of the fake smiles and the fake commitments and the yeah, I'll go, you're not happy. You can't please everyone. Even if you could, you really want to. Like if you can give money to every single person that asked you and you seriously knew what they were going to use it for, would you?
And what would you be left with?
Somebody told me something when I was going through something. The most important thing sometimes you have to gravitate to and hold on to and protect at all times is your peace. Protect your peace at all cost. If that means looking into the crowd and saying, fuck your opinion, fuck your opinion. Yeah. This is me. I speak this way all the time. There's no filter. There's no gap. Why? I know exactly who I am. I don't need opinions. I don't need praise. I don't need congratulations. That's cute. It doesn't change. This is who I'm going to be when I wake up and go to sleep. Mm-hmm. You have to get comfortable with living in that space. And when you get comfortable with living in that space where your opinion is the only one that matters, be surprised, man. Be surprised.
Yeah, I learned that lesson late, and I'm glad I'm starting learning. It's still a day-to-day process. Mm-hmm. I'm probably like a natural people pleaser by nature, but I'm starting to see the liberation I'm getting out of saying no.
Yes.
Fuck so your opinion. I'm putting me first. Yep. I love me more than I love you. I know how that sounds, but that's real.
Mm-hmm. No, it's real.
And
you're supposed to.
Like I say, you got to put the mask on your face first before you can put the mask on the child when the plane going down. You get what I mean? So you got to take care of yourself first, so you can't take care of anybody else. Mm-hmm. So I would say my last thing for me, and y'all can speak on it too, is I'm glad I was blessed with this one thing even in a young age, because I had some stuff happen to me in my teenage year that was like very traumatic, and it gave me a very mature outlook on life. Be fucking grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
Yo, there is always somebody out there doing worse off than you are.
That's 100% fact.
There is thousands, maybe millions of people that would trade places with you right now.
In a heartbeat.
That food that you complain about, somebody will take it That apartment that you're living in, somebody will take it. That job that you complaining about, somebody will take that shit in a heartbeat. The health that you're in, somebody will take that. The time that you're wasting, somebody will take that from you as well.
Make better use of it.
Be grateful for what you have, and if you got good people around you, brothers, sisters, family members, be grateful for them.
Yeah,
because good people, bro, is hard to find.
It's rare.
Yeah,
and it's hard to keep too.
It's really rare.
They're very, very hard to keep as well. So protect your peace. Fuck people's opinions. Be grateful for what you got. Observe, watch, listen more than you talk.
Exactly.
Be careful with your finances. Be careful with your relationships.
Be careful who you lay down with.
Strap it up.
Strap it up. Don't be afraid to be great.
Nope.
Get yourself tested. Yes. Be great.
Be humble.
Don't live in fear.
All that.
We're going to make this a 2-part series.
Yeah.
So we talked about teens and 20s. This episode, next time y'all hear from us, we're going to be talking about the 30s.
Present.
Ooh. Man. Woo. Because we in it. Yeah, we living in it. I learned some shit over the last decade, boy. Man. But yeah, thanks for stopping in. Episode 7, we're going to wrap it up right there.
Yeah.
Anybody listen to the show at the end of this episode right now, if you listen to all this talking and you ain't liking or commenting or sharing us in a reel, let the people know that you're listening to our show
or subscribing.
Yes.
Man, you're doing your boys dirty. That's the only reason why we ain't got a record deal to Def Jam right now.
I want to go to Death Row. Snoop got this joint, man.
Or Death Row. I already got a shirt,
baby.
Holla at us.
You would want to go to Death Row, wouldn't you?
I would.
Once again, if you want to be on the show, shoot us an email, mindonmatterspodcast@gmail.com. If you got anybody that you think would be a great guest for our show, also hit the email up. Yeah. And y'all got our Instagrams. And we got a spot on the couch right there for you. We're willing to talk to anybody. We can
make some more room for a nice panel.
Yes. Please don't be afraid to follow at Mind on Matters, at Dre the Peace God, at J Optics, at Nova 456. Please. Not begging, but please.
We ain't begging, but please.
Please, baby. Please.
All right, we out. Episode 7.
Later.
Peace. Good job.
Need a shot. Thankfully.
Good job.
Yeah. Got one. Because Dre the Peace God was sober as a priest.